Good evening, everyone. Welcome to MBA Karo. So, today we are going to have a session on divergent and convergent thinking for MICAT. And the ones who are going to appear on MICAT for the very first time might be wondering that what is it? Okay, and if if you appeared in the past, you know what does it mean. So the ones who have not yet appeared on MyCat are going to write for the very first time, because most of you must be the ones who are going to appear on MyCat for the very first time. Those who appeared last year, they know what divergent and convergent thinking is. So basically, whatever you have, the the reasoning thing that you call in other examinations is what divergent and convergent thinking is, right? So in other examinations you call the name by reasoning, so that is divergent and convergent thinking. Now, how it is different from other examinations, what are some special question types that you will encounter in this session? Okay, so reasoning ही होता है, it is nothing that something else would be asked, but there are certain specific question types, okay, that you will see in this video. And probably you can take our mock test also, at least the free one, to get an idea that what kind of questions you can anticipate in the examination. So if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is the best channel for all MBA entrance examinations, and we are the only one who cover each and every examination, be it very small exam also like MICAT, which is probably taken by very few, like less than 10,000 people. And nobody else, you will not find any content on MICAT elsewhere, the relevant one, right? So it could be some generic random content, but a very well researched content based on the past year's patterns have been appearing on MyCat. I appear on all examinations. Okay, so I appeared on MyCat also last year, last to last year, on both occasions, MyCat 1 as well as MyCat 2. So I have a fair understanding of this examination, how it is different from others. And the ones who are going to appear on this examination for the very first time, remember that it is the most difficult MBA entrance exam. Okay, like since very few people appear on this examination, they do not know that about this examination much. This is very very difficult. Like cats that fail in front of this examination. So the quant part, the VA part, right? Like in English, you will have 8 options. So you can imagine that how difficult it might be. Like आप cat के 4 option वाले RC में फंस जाते हो. So in my cat, you will have 8 options. So it is a difficult exam, very lengthy questions in quant. Okay, so be prepared for that. And accordingly, the cutoffs are also very low. Like you need to get, like it depends on the paper. So don't go by, I always say that do not go by any past year trend. Maybe this time they might turn it to be easy. So that we will discuss on the day of the examination, that what could be the expected cutoffs. But for the last 2 years, it has been very, very difficult. So even if you get, let's say, 12, 15 marks out of 70, you must be thinking that 12, 15 to kisi ki bhi aa jayenge, 70 out of 70. No, it is not the case. It is very difficult to get even those. Like people fail to clear cutoff of sections, unable to score in positives. So it is a very challenging examination. So once you appear on the test, then only you'll get to know. So probably it might change, but considering the last year's pattern, so if you are getting around 15 to 20, so we have MyCat mocks available. Okay, and 3 MyCat mocks on this latest pattern, and there is one free out of these three, and video solution for the QA section, because the QA section is very difficult and it has very solid questions from geometry, modern math. There could be some questions which could be very very difficult, right? Even above cat level, zat level. So there are some questions of that sort as well. So please take this test, at least the free one. And if you are getting 15 plus overall, that's a good score. Like 15 plus is a overall good score if you're getting in this mock. So that will mean that okay, you are good enough to uh, like sail through in the examination. 10 marks for GK, so 20 20 20 for 20 for English, right? They call it verbal ability and reading comprehension only, I think, VARC. This is called divergent and convergent thinking. That is the reasoning part. QA is 20 and 10 marks for GK. So GK is the deciding factor, because in GK some people might score 2 3 marks, can score well. Okay, and in all these sections, you must have some positive score. So the cutoff is not known, nothing is known, but people get calls at around like 12, 15 out of 70. Okay, so last year people had got calls at 12, 13 also. I know people who had just 12, 13 marks out of 70 got calls. So depends on the paper. So don't go by any previous year's data. ठीक है, but data ये बता देता हूँ कि don't be shocked if you see a very difficult paper. Okay, so that is one thing you need to consider. Okay, all right. So let's start with this session. So one question type which is unique to this examination. So every examination has this unique feature, right? So like since I appear on all these examinations, I understand what are the special questions in every examination. So word association test, which is not asked in any other examination. Word association test. So tomorrow I'll create a video on how to tackle other sections also. Okay, and word association test. So you are given two columns. You need to find a word which matches with all other words in the other column. No, GK also has GK has 10 questions only, not 20. Good score in mock 2, ours mock 2. So yeah, as I said that around 15 if you are able to score, that's a decent score in our mocks. There are sectional cutoffs, but they are not known. How much is the sectional cutoff? That is completely unknown. So just try to give your best, because how they are like how they give weightage to CAT and ZAT also. So you need to clear the psychometric test. I already have a video on the channel about the psychometric test. So match the word in column A associated with each word in column B. So there are words given over here. One of the words will match with all the words in column B. So you need to find which word is that. So one word that should match with age, man, pig, rod, weight. So it could be some like some, it could be some compound word, it could be some idiom, any such thing. ठीक है, कोई भी connection हो सकता है. So the divergent and convergent thinking, it is not just reasoning. It is basically testing your some sort of uh, creative skills also. Okay, so someone is saying dirty, dirty rod, dirty pig, dirty man, dirty age. What is dirty age? Okay, old, old age, old man, old pig, old rod, old weight. Okay, so the right answer is yes, iron is the right answer. How iron is the right answer? Iron age, you must have heard of Iron Age, like different ages, Bronze Age, Iron Age, etc. Iron Man, okay, so a fictitious character, right? And like apart from that, Iron Man, so you have to think creatively. Iron Man could be like Iron Man of India. So some very like we have Iron Man, Iron Lady, people call them, right? Like Iron Man, you have Vallabhbhai Patel. So that way, Iron Man. Pig iron is the ore of iron. That is the iron ore from which you extract iron. Right? Rod can be made of iron. Rod is made of iron. Iron weight. So you can have iron weights. Okay. So the right answer is iron. Well, let's see the next question. So I'll have some questions of this type. And in the mocks also you will find 3, 4 questions of this type. So out of 20, you can expect 3 to 4 questions of word association. Usually they are easy. Sometimes they could make it tricky, like you may be able to match, let's say you have to match 5 words, maybe you might be able to match 3 to 4 words, and you might struggle in one of those. So that could be a possible factor. So you need to match the words, and which of the following words will match with all the words over here. So for this thing, I would say that you need to know some basic uh, like English also, like some proverbs, idioms, okay, and like all these things are a must to know, because that is how you can answer these questions. Okay, so jam. Yes, jam is correct. So you have traffic jam. Okay, jam packed means like if something is completely packed, there is no. You often say such words, right? Phrasal verbs, idioms, etc. They could be one of the deciding factors. So jam pack, jam session means a kind of music sessions, a jam session, right? And then you have jam roll, like a roll, you have that cream roll and all sort of things. So if you roll inside a roll, you have jam inside it, so that's a jam roll. So jam door, if a door is jammed, it is stuck. Okay, so the word associated with all of them is jam. So that was the right answer, most of you got it right. Which word is associated with each word in column B? So which word is associated with all these words? C. Okay, so how is C related? Okay, I can understand dry sea, seaside. How is C associated with apple or eagle? Sea level is fine. So there will be certain words. Sea level is fine. Sea, dry sea you can think of. Seaside. How about apple and eagle? Tree. Okay, so C, people said apple and eagle. If you can tell that, what could be the relation? Okay, not like think of it. Some of you are saying tree, dry trees, tree site, apple tree, eagle, tree level. Uh, to some extent, maybe, but the best of them would fit is like if you're trying to put tree, maybe you are just pushing it. But if you look at I, it fits with all. So I, dry I. Okay, so if your eyes are dry, so you call it dry. Eyesight is a word. Apple of my eye. You know this idiom? So usually there will be one of the relations would be some idiom or phrase. Apple of my eye means that you love someone very much. Okay. Then eagle eye also is a relation. Eagle eye means you are very keen or you have very sharp observation of something. So eagle eye means some observation. So apple of my eye, apple of one's eye is a favorite person or person you love. Okay. And eagle eye means keen observation. And eye level we already know that the level of that eye. So the right answer is eye. All right. So let's look at the next one. Yeah, so this is tricky. I mean, sometimes it could be tricky. Like you are able to match four words out of five, or let's say you have to match four words, you are able to match three. It is a tricky question because they will give options. It won't be that very obvious. Some options would be relatable. Some options could be like you may know that like out of five matches, you might know four, and it is possible that one of the words has four matches, one has five matches. Okay, hand. How do you relate hand? So you need to think uh, like some like creative solutions like five means we have five fingers in hand. Okay, five fingers, you need to think of five fingers in this, right? Back of hand or hand back, right? Hand back means to give something back to a person. Let us say you take something, right? And that is the thing. Left hand, left, right. So left hand, safe hands. So if something is in safe hand means that the something is assured, you have assurity of something. And then hand card. So hand card, see, like if you've seen like any games, card games, right? Poker. Okay, it is called the hand. Like if you have a set of cards, that is called a hand, isn't it? Hand is related to cards in sense of set of cards. So let's say you take out five cards in poker, so that is called a hand of cards. Okay, so that is how hand is related to all these words. So it could be like it could be some compound word, it could be some idiom phrase, right? It could be phrasal verb, idiom, or some other sort of relationship like hands and fingers. Five fingers related to hands. Yeah, so card is that playing cards. So whenever you have that set of cards, that is called hand. So you can search for what is hand in poker. Okay, if you have not played, you will understand what does that mean. This one would be an easy one. So flush, royal flush, yes, that is called the type of hands. Yeah, so this is an easy one. Like all of you got it right. Nutcracker, like pine nut is a kind of nut. Okay, ground nut is a kind of nut. Nutshell, in a nutshell, right? So in a nutshell means a sort of summary. Okay, and tough nut to crack. So all these words are related to nut. Okay, so the right answer is nut. Okay, so this is one of the question types that you will encounter in the examination. You can get like some three, four questions of this kind in the exam. Okay, then apart from that, there will be different sorts of questions. Okay, like general reasoning questions. It could be like people sitting like in a row or these sort of arrangement based questions or Venn diagram, directions, blood relations, etc. So there will be some questions that can be easily picked. Remember that this divergent and convergent thinking is comparatively easy because there will be some easy pickings in this section. So you can get like 5+ marks in this section. 5+ is possible if you find out some doable questions. And it is very random. Some questions will be very lengthy. Like you can get a puzzle which is typically a 4 5 question puzzle as a single question. Okay, same goes with quant also. Try to pick some questions that are doable ones. So it says that some students are sitting in a row and the position of some of them is mentioned. You need to tell that how many students are there in the row. The level of English is difficult. It has eight options. Okay, some questions, not all, but many questions will have eight options. Okay, so the number of options is different. Some questions will have four options, some will have five options, some will have eight options. Okay, so eight options usually RCs they have eight options, and sometimes fill in the blanks might have eight options. Parajumbles they might give you a six sentence parajumble and give you eight options. Okay, so RC that VRC is difficult. The question types in VRC will be that parajumbles, odd one out. Then you have question of that sentence filler that you get in CAT. That is also present in VRC. Plus RCs, fill in the blanks, error spotting, all sorts of questions would be present. So some students are sitting in a row. Amrit is 19th position from the left. Okay, Rahul is 8th to the left of Amrit. So if we talk about Amrit, Amrit is 19th position. Rahul is this side. So Rahul is 11th from left side. And Rahul is 6th to the left of Dhaval. Okay, so there are six people over here. So this is Dhaval. And then Dhaval should be 17th, right? Because Rahul is 6th to the left of Dhaval. If Dhaval is 12th from the right side, so this is their position from the left side. From the right side, Dhaval is 12. So in such questions, like left plus right is equal to n plus 1, number of people plus 1. So the person is 17th from left and 12th from right. Total is 29, right? N plus 1 is 29. So there are 28 people in that row. Okay. All right. Let's see the next question. Similar question of on this kind. So let's look at this problem. It says that Xavier is 27th from the left as Yash is 31st from right. So Xavier is 27 from left and Yash is 31 from right. Zahir is 17th from Xavier towards the right side. So Zahir is 17 positions to the right side. So Zahir is at 44 position. Okay. And 7th from Yash towards right. So from Yash he is 7 positions. So Yash he will be at 37. Okay. Yash will be 37 position because Zahir is 7 positions here. Okay. And we are given that Yash is 31st from right. So he is 31st from the right side. Okay, so total you get as 68, right? Minus 1, you will have 67 people in this row. So there could be some individual questions, individual arrangement based or these kind of things which can be done easily. So this is a Venn diagram based question. In this figure, the upper square represents the persons who know English, the triangle those who know French, and the lower square who know German, and the circle who know Hindi. Which language is known by the least number of people? So if we talk about this DCT thing, it will have some easy pickings. And you need to grab those easy pickings. So when we say least number of people, we will add all the numbers inside it. Like for example, do not pick like do not pick this 4 and say that the triangle one. What is triangle? Triangle says French. So do not mark French solely based on 4. So when we say that the number of people speaking a language, that complete polynomial is that number. So it is 17 plus 2, 19. So square language is 19. This is 7, 18. 18 plus 10, 28. Okay. Then we have 10, 23, 25. So big square is 25. And this is 7, 7, 14, 6, 20. Okay. So least I guess is 19. Smaller square or upper square. Upper square represents English. So the least number of people speak English. Okay. You just have to add all the values and get the answer. Okay. Lower square is German. So it is more than, it is. See, 10 plus 6, 16, 23, 25. 25 is the number for German. So this is the least and hence is the answer. Okay, so this would be an easy one. Logical Venn diagram. How are these terms related? Cataract, non-communicable diseases, measles, diabetes. See, diabetes and cataract are non-communicable diseases. Okay, measles is a communicable disease. So measles will be outside and these will be together. So we have like you can call it cataract and diabetes inside non-communicable diseases, and this is measles. Measles is a communicable disease. So this is one on directions. So person walks in some direction, goes in some place. You need to find the distance from his starting point. Tomorrow we will have a session on like brand related quiz. Okay, so let's see this question. It should be an easy one. I mean, directions generally typically a doable one. Okay, so we have a person starts walking towards east from point G. So this is point G, and he walks for 15 meters and then takes a left turn. Okay, he then walks for 9 meters and then takes a left turn again, and then he reaches point F after walking for 7 meters. So he goes for 7 and reaches F. He takes a right turn. So now he is going right and he goes 6 meters and then reaches K. Right. He finally stops at point S after walking for 8 meter to the left of point K. So from here he goes 8 meter and stops at point S. Right now this is 8, this is 7, so it will cover entirely 15. So it means S is just above point G. How far is point S from Mukul's starting point? So this is the starting point and this is S. So the distance is 9 plus 6, total of 15 meters. Okay, so the answer is 15 meters. So if you are looking for mocks for MICAT, like you can at least take our free mock, okay, which is very relevant and like you can check it out. The link is given in the description and pinned over here as well. So you can check it out and see that how it is. So at least you will get an idea. As it is as per MyCat 2024 and 2023. Like 24, I mean 23 December and January 24 month. So last year December, January month and the year before that. So it is on those lines. So you can try it out and like we have a total of three mocks. Okay, so don't be surprised if you get a very lengthy question also, and you are supposed to avoid those questions. It's about, like, if I talk about the DCT section by personal experience, the section to pick is like एक तो GK में GK, if you have good hold of GK, then you can do decent, right? GK is you know or you don't know. So GK out of 10 questions, 4 or 5 will be brand related or even more. Right? There could be more brand related questions like match CEOs, match the logos, match the taglines, right? Cars with their brands, etc. So GK you have 10 questions, but see everyone, you do not know everything under the sun, right? So out of 10, maybe 3 4 can be done. Yeah, like if your knowledge is good, maybe you can do 5 plus also. So GK can be done very fast. Then DCT, you need to pick the right set of questions. So if you get this kind of a question, then avoid that. And there will be some very lengthy questions also. Even in quant, you will see very very lengthy questions, verbal. So it is a very like uh, compared to all exams. So just to the ones who are going to appear on the very first time, just to give an idea that it is a very difficult examination. Like the way you faced cat still had a lot of time, but here the time is very less and the level of questions is way too high. Now it depends that whether they maintain the same thing or not, but till last year it used to be the case. So you'll get to know on the day of the examination. So don't go by any thing in mind that this would be the cutoff. Try to give your best, and on the day of the examination, I'll be coming up with the analysis, and then we will talk about that what could be the possible cutoffs there. So this question says that there are 8 persons sitting in a row. They belong to India, US, or China, and some information is given about them. So we need to find 8. So you will have individual questions or maybe 2 questions. So in the it's not like you cannot see the entire paper in the examination. You can switch between the sections. So please see that if this kind of a puzzle is asked and only one question is asked, so better to avoid it. Sometimes there are very long questions on all such things like time, speed, distance. Could be very long question. I remember last to last year there was one question which was very long. And similarly, there was one puzzle on these some cards being arranged in rows. So there were very big statements. Only one question was asked from that. So better to avoid such questions in the exam. Okay, so let's see this question, that how do we approach it. So there are eight people and they belong to country. So person and the country is also given to us. Okay, and see, whenever you have to make an arrangement, we need to see that if something is given directly, direct position should be given. D belongs to India, fine. Sitting next to H, we do not know where is H sitting, right? And hence we cannot start with it. Two people sitting between H and E who belongs to China. So we are getting, like, you can keep D is from India, H belongs to E belongs to China. One thing which I'm sure that if you have covered the basics of reasoning, you know that wherever who is used, it refers to the person just mentioned before it. So E belongs to China. So E is from China. D is sitting neither between H and E nor between A and B. Okay, so cannot make the arrangement anything out of it. C belongs to China and only one person is sitting to his left. So C is also from China and there is only one person to his left. So there are eight positions. C is from China. Okay, so this is the country. Then we will try to put C with someone else. Okay, we will try to build a chain with C because we know the position of C. A and B are not sitting adjacent to each other. Out of these eight people, the maximum number of people belong to India. Okay, maximum belong to India. So it could be like, we do not know what is that maximum. It could be 3, 4, right? 5 also, we do not know. B belongs to India and three people from the same country are not sitting next to each other. Okay, so B is from India and three people belonging to belong from the same country are not sitting next to each other. So basically three consecutive people cannot be from the same country. So B is from India. Okay, so far we have two China, two India. So at least we could have like, we should have at least three from India to have the maximum. Two people belong to China and both are sitting adjacent to each other. Okay, so that means either this person is from China or this person is from China. Okay, so two is, China has two people. Then you have US and India. So India, US have 3 3. So that means that it is not possible because India has to have the highest. It could also be 4, like 3 3 is also possible because we are saying that India has the highest. It does not say that US cannot have, two countries can also have the highest. Okay, because it is not mentioned that it is exclusively to India. So we have two possibilities, either 4 of India, 2 of China and US, and 3 G doesn't belong to US and sitting next to a person who belongs to China. Okay, and then we have neither A nor B is sitting adjacent to H. F is sitting to the immediate left of B, and A and B do not belong to the same country. F is to the immediate left of B. Okay, so we are given that two people are sitting between H and E who belongs to China. So we know that E belongs to China and we know this person or this person belongs to China. Okay, so we will make two arrangements. We will, first case we will take this person as from China and second case we will take the third person from China. Okay, so we will take this person from China and this is E. Okay, two people between H and E. So 1, 2, H, 1, 2, H. So two people between H and E. And then we need to have F and B together like this. And D is next to H. Okay, so D is next to H that we need to place. So D can be in any of these two positions. So it is also given that G does not belong to US, that is fine. So G will belong to India because G does not belong to US. China, we have already filled the people. G is sitting next to a person who belongs to China. Okay. So in this case, this will be G. G belongs to India. And here G could be one of these two. Okay. So G is so we are going with the first case first because G is sure in that. G is here. And then we have D is belonging to India next to H. So D is belonging to India and next to H. Right. Then we are left with F and B. And D is sitting neither between H and E. So D cannot be between H and E. Now in this case, H and E, D is not between them and neither between A and B. So this is satisfying the condition. A and B not sitting next to each other. So F, B, we need to put A also. So we can have, we cannot put like F, B, A because A and B will be adjacent. So we can put like this A, F, B and see if all conditions are met. B belongs to India. Three people from the same. Okay, so B is from India. Three people from same country are not together. So we cannot have this as India because China, two people are done. This needs to be US. Okay, and one of them has to be US. Neither A nor B adjacent to H, fine. F is sitting to the immediate left of B, and A and B don't belong to the same country. So B belongs to India, A will belong to the US, and F will belong to India again. Okay, so we will have A and H from US. That makes sense. Or like we will try this case also. So in this case, all conditions fit. Let us try this case where we said that G is sitting next to a person from China. So we may have G here or G here. Okay. Now we have one condition. D is neither between H and E nor between A and B. So if you put D, we cannot put D here. Okay. And it is also given that D is sitting next to H. Okay. Now if you look at the second case, this statement says in the second line, it says D belongs to India sitting next to H, and second says D is neither between H and E. So D cannot come here. Okay, and D is sitting next to H, so D will come on this position in the second case. So first case everything was fitting well, so we went ahead with it. So D will sit here and D is from India, and F and B have to be together. So we will have F and B like this and see if all things match. Then G is sitting next to a person from China. So G is here and G is from India, right? Now we will have neither A nor B is sitting adjacent to H. So this case eliminated because B is sitting next to H. So this case is eliminated. The first case we took was the right one. Okay, so if you happen to get these kind of arrangement, definitely it is not a doable question in the examination. Okay, so try to avoid those questions. So let's see this problem. Again, this is based on arrangement of 8 people. So it says that there are 8 people and they have like here we have persons Okay, they belong to different places and they have different professions. So three-dimensional thing. Again, in the from examination point of view, only if you have nothing else to do. Let us say VA, you are not able to attempt anything. Okay, and in that scenario, you should attempt such things, because if you are not able to attempt anything else, these are the questions that you can go for. Okay, then let's see this thing. M is a daughter going to Lucknow. Okay, going to Lucknow, but no relation with anyone else. Q is not a lawyer, so can be anything. Okay, sitting opposite to the HR. O is second to the right of S, an engineer. Okay, so we can put O and S. And then there is a relation between I and O also. So whenever we have any arrangement, we try to put something that is making a chain of people. So O is second to the right of S, an engineer. So let us put S here. Okay, O is second to the right of S. So this is S is an engineer. So this is going to be O, right? So we have used this condition. Then we have T is a politician, third to the right of O. So 1, 2, 3. This is T, and T is a politician. Okay. Then if we see, there is another condition on O. So it says R, an actor, is sitting second to the left of N and second to the right of O. So R is to second to the right of O, and R is an actor, and R is second to the right of O and second to the left of N. So that means this person is N. So we have gathered significant number of people and we have made their arrangement. Okay, and let's try to put some other information also. Uh, then we have R is going to Mumbai. So R, the city, is also mentioned, going to Mumbai. Then it is also given that the HR and actor are sitting adjacent to each other. So this is politician. This will be the HR. It is given that Q is not a lawyer and sitting opposite to the HR. So this is HR. This will be Q. And Q is not lawyer. Now if it is not lawyer, can be anything else. Then we have M is a doctor going to Lucknow. So this is the HR. So this should be M going to, M is a doctor and going to Lucknow. And then we are left with one person, MNOP. P must be the person left. Okay, so this is P. Now we have placed all these 8 people. We need to put their professions and the places they are going to. So M is a doctor is done. Q is not lawyer, can be anything. R is going to Mumbai. T is third to the right of O. N is artist and Hyderabad. So N is artist and Hyderabad. Okay. And then we have the architect is going to Bangalore. So architect we need to find, right? PQMN is given in the options. M is not the architect. N is not the architect. That is already given. P is the HR. So it should be Q. So sometimes you need to solve questions using options also. Okay, so Q must be the architect. The architect is going to Bangalore. So we'll put it on hold. Let's say we do not use that smartness and there were options like O as the architect, right? Or suppose there O was also as one of the options. The engineer is going to Surat, politician is going to Delhi. Politician to Delhi, engineer going to Surat. So is there anything about the engineer? Something? Acha, this is the engineer. He is going to Surat. Architect Bangalore. So Q is not lawyer. So Q is not lawyer, then O has to be the lawyer. Right? If O is the lawyer, then definitely Q will be the architect. Okay, so that confirms that Q is the architect. Okay, so O will be the lawyer. Then we can probably fill the cities. Architect is going to Bangalore, and P is not going to Patna, so lawyer will go to Patna, and one city that is left is Pune. So P will go to Pune. So this is how we will complete the arrangement as well. All right. So the crux is if you get a lengthy puzzle, avoid that. Okay. I hope you are enjoying this session, finding it useful. Thanks for watching this video, and please do like the session. In case you are preparing for different MBA entrance examinations and looking for mocks for all exams, you can get our mock test bundle that covers all different MBA entrance examinations. So quite relevant mocks that you will get. Okay, so here's the next one. This is an easy picking. So there will be a lot of questions based on series and number based puzzles. See, MICA is all about marketing. Okay, so if you're inclined in marketing, then only go for it. So after two difficult questions, this looks. I mean, this is 67, 130. Okay, 209, 306. You need to find the next term. So uh, series based coding decoding, those could be another types which you generally get in other exams also. So that word association will be a unique thing. Okay, so the difference is 63 between these two terms. The difference is 79. The difference is 97. So if you see the difference is increasing by 60, the difference is increasing by 18. Probably it could go up by 20. Difference becomes 117, and hence you will get 423 as the answer. Or another way to think is the difference is 8 square minus 1, 9 square minus 2, 10 square minus 3, 11 square minus 4. That is the difference between the terms. So the next number in this series is going to be 423. Okay, so find the next term in this series. So 14, 19, 29, 40, and 44. What will be the next term? See, CAT and GMAT are two different examinations. So if you wish to do MBA abroad, so obviously you'll have to take GMAT. But yes, like if you want Indian colleges, then of course you will be taking CAT. And some Indian colleges do accept GMAT as well. Okay, so let us look at the series 14, 19, 29, and And sometimes these series questions could be sort of tricky ones, and this could be easy also. So last year I remember they were comparatively easy. Last to last year they were tricky ones. So if the logic strikes, go ahead and attempt them. Difference is 5, the difference is 10, the difference is 11, the difference is just 4. Now, how is the difference being calculated? So, there is a drastic change in difference. Okay, like from 40, it is just a difference of 4. Okay, now, like that's what it tests. Like sometimes you have to think out of the box. So they test your creativity in different sections, especially in divergent and convergent thinking. Like I just said, that word association test plus this as well. So here, if you see, the difference is basically, if you have noticed, that sum of digits. 1 plus 4, the sum is 5. The sum is 10. The sum is 11. The sum is 4. So the next difference should be 8 and the number will be 52. So the logic is sum of digits. Okay. All right. So let's see the next question. Find the missing number. So you could have a number matrix, and uh, you can you have to find that missing number. So focus on writing the examination first. I mean, clearing the cutoff and other things are secondary. First, try to score well on the examination, then think of other factors. Okay, so MyCat will have, I think it has 50% weight and 50% weight of CAT and CMAT. So if you have a decent MyCat score, and that will depend on the paper. If you have 90 plus percentile in CAT, that would be a decent score. Like uh, people with early 80s also get into. Okay, so CAT, if you have 80, 85 plus, you have fair chance. If you have 90 plus, you have good chance, provided you do well on the PI part as well. Okay, so we need to fill in the number, and this is also you can encounter in the examination 8 options. Okay, so since many of you would be appearing for the very first time, so 8 options देख के डरना नहीं कि 8 options आ गए. Okay, especially, I mean, in quant and reasoning, you know that you have to solve and get the answer. But in verbal, it is going to be very challenging because 8 options, especially RCs and all, it is way too difficult to deal. So find the missing term in this grid. And sometimes these could be like these logics may strike immediately. Sometimes it might take a lot of time to think of it. Now, if you see 16, if you try to add numbers, so we get 9 plus 9, 18, not matching. If you add this, this is 7 plus 8, 15. Okay, obviously less than that. If you add these numbers, this is 10, 16, less than 23. Okay, so nothing has to do with the addition of numbers. So it could be some multiplication. So if you multiply 4 into 5, you get 20 itself here itself, right? Then it could be 6 minus 3, one possibility to think. 2 into 4 is 8, but this is 7, so that is also not working. Okay. Then if you multiply 4 and 3, that is 12, and you can think of addition of these two. 12 plus 11, but that is not working. Okay. 12. Now if you see, now these things can be detected immediately, can take a lot of time to think. Okay, so give some time. If you are able to strike the logic, great. If not, I mean, try to do something else also in the paper. So if you look at it, now I'll give you the final logic. That is 4 into 6 is 24, and add these two numbers, minus 8. That equals to 16. So 2 into 8 is 16, minus 5. That is equal to 11. Okay, so corner numbers you need to multiply, central numbers you need to add. 28 minus 5 is 23. And finally, we have 8 into 3 is 24. And the numbers in the center add to 6. So the answer is 18. Okay, so these are the questions that could end up being tricky as well. Okay, find the missing number in this pattern. So there are number based puzzles, and that is the thing about these number based puzzles. They can be simple, they can be very weird, and that's what makes the difference. Like in the examination hall, if you are able to strike the logic and you are lucky enough to gain marks. And in this examination, every mark counts because people do not score very high in this exam. So it's not like people are scoring in out of 70 people are scoring 40, 50, 60. No. I think someone getting 30s as per the last year's pattern, somewhere around 30 in 30s must be the top score. So getting this logic, 922, 720, 925, 722. So first thing comes to our mind is multiplication with some number. Okay, so let us divide by 15 and see if it is divisible. 15 6 are 90. Then you have 61, not divisible. Okay, so not divisible by 15. Think of some number 925. How is it? Like, see, either it will be product of something or addition of something. Okay, so 925 you divide by 5, or you can directly divide by 25. 25 into 3 is 77, and or you multiply by 4, so 9 4 36.37 into 25. So are we getting 37 and 25 through any combination? 15 plus 12 is 27, and this is 14, not working. 18 23 not working. So 37 25 is not working. Okay, so definitely not something that clicks. This is 20 18 19 19. Now, very difficult to think, but that's what creativity is. Like if you can think through such problems instantly, and some other exams also have these kind of questions, right? Like NMAT, SNAP, they also ask these kind of questions. Now, if I tell you the logic, now it looks easy. Take a logic देखते हैं. 6 plus 8 is 14. 12 plus 15 is 27. So 14 square plus 27 square. Okay, this is 19. This is 19. 19 square plus 19 square. So this is 196 and 729, which becomes 925. And this is 361 and 361, which is 722. Now, how do these logic strike is with the knowledge of numbers, with the kind of things they use. Like, you know that square kar sakte hain, they can multiply numbers. Okay, so if you have these, like if you have solved these kind of different kind of puzzles in the past, and you know that what all could be done with numbers, they could be multiplied, they could be squared, they could be added to, subtracted from, etc. So, and I mean, there are endless combinations. So you're lucky if you are able to hit that logic instantly. So now we will do the same thing. This is 18 square plus 16 square. 18 square is 324 and 16 square is 256. So our total will be 580. Okay, so got 580. Well, let's see the next one. So circle of numbers you need to find. Uh, what number will fit here? Think through this problem कि कौन सा number fit करेगा. Think of all such possibilities. So of the three we did, this is the easiest one. In terms of logic, or maybe you're tired after this session. Okay, so I'll give you a hint, right? Multiply these numbers and you will be able to figure out. Multiply करके देखो, you will be able to figure out the number, the answer. Okay, so see, 3 into 7 is 21, this is 8, this is 6, this is 10, 12, 18, and 4. Okay, now notice this number, this is 18, this is 19, this is 6, this is 7, opposite 10, opposite to 10 is 11. Okay, this is 8, opposite is 9, 21 is 22. So basically, multiply, opposite will be 1 plus. So if this is 25, this product should be 24 and hence the missing number should be 8. Okay, so you multiply these numbers, 8 into 3, 24. The opposite number, the diagonally opposite number is 1 more than that. So the answer is 8. This was relatively easy as compared to the other two ones. So these are the kind of questions. It could be numbers in grid, it could be some series. Sometimes like they would look, these questions look intriguing. ठीक है, आपको लगता है कि अरे यार हो जाएगा, because some logic will be there, but it depends that how fast that logic comes to your mind, and it is perfectly fine if it does not strike, because sometimes like even like you are very good at it, the logic may not strike. Okay, all right, let's see this next one. This is a coding one. Confused is written in this format. You need to find the code for secluded. So confused is this EMNBEFTV. Okay. Now, one thing you might think of is it is plus 2, right? And it is MNO minus 2. But if you do plus 2, it is U. None of the options starts with U. So it has nothing to do with the first and first letter connection. Okay, that is definitely not the case. So something else needs to be thought of. Similarly, if you see D, it is V. So we have options ending with V. But that is, this is definitely not something that has to be done. Now find something which looks like an odd relation. Okay, we can think of plus 2 minus 2, and then there is no, by that logic, this should be C. That is not matching. Uh, then if you have F and B, there is a difference of 4, which does not synchronize, right? D and V, D is 4, V is 22. You can call that the complementary pair, but these things do not like click. And see, as I said that sometimes the logics come fast to you, sometimes they take a lot of time. So that you will encounter कुछ ऐसे क्वेश्चन हो सकते हैं जो relatively easy हो, and that is a subjective thing. हो सकता है like I may be very good at aptitude, but I may not be able to think through it. Okay, at the time of the examination. Now, if you look at this relation, okay, so just reverse it. Just reverse this thing. CONF and just reverse this. PESU. Okay, this is minus 1 and this is plus 1, isn't it? If you subtract 1, F becomes E, N becomes M, U becomes, sorry, this is O becomes N, C becomes B. And if you increase it by 1, D becomes E, E is F, S becomes T, U becomes V, isn't it? So we will do the same thing with secluded. So L, C, E, S and D, E, D, U. So we will subtract 1 from it and add 1 to it. So K, B, D, R. Let's say K, B, D, R. These are the two options. And that will be E, F, E, V. The answer is option C. Okay, so this is how it turns out to be that you need to figure out the logics, and they could be any logic. Like it could be half from half, you split into, you reverse the order and like shift by one letter or something. So these all these coding decoding could have any weird logic. If the logic strikes, good. If it does not, I mean, once you know the solution, it looks everything looks easy. अरे हाँ ये simple सा तो था. But the thing is about these things, logics clicking in the examination hall. And of course, this is one syllogism. You might get a question or two from syllogism also, because this is one of the topics which I have seen in the examination. Usually, like last year, I remember there was one question, and prior to that, also there was one. So let's see this one. Okay, so which of these follows? All grapes are apples. Okay, no apple is orange. So apple and orange cannot overlap. Some oranges are bananas and all bananas are mangoes. So this is the thing that is given to us. Now we need to tell that which of the following conclusions follows. All apples being mangoes is a possibility. Can all apples be mangoes? See, these are free to move. Okay, whenever we have this, right, so these are free to move. Apple and orange should not overlap. As long as apple and orange are not overlapping, anything is free to move. All apples being mangoes is a possibility. So what if we put this as whatever, guava, grapes, and this is apples? So is it possible? Does it satisfy all the conditions? All grapes are apples. Okay, no apple is orange. Some oranges are bananas. And we have all bananas are mangoes. So conclusion one is possible. Okay. Second conclusion says all bananas being grapes is a possibility. Now if you put all bananas as grapes, all bananas as grapes. Now all grapes are apples also. Okay. And bananas and oranges will also overlap. Now, this condition is not being satisfied in this scenario. All bananas are grapes, right? All grapes are apples, and bananas and oranges should also overlap. So, this is not being satisfied. Hence, this is not a conclusion. So, only one follows. Okay. So, that is the answer. So, this is another kind of syllogism. I mean, uh, you would call it a deductive reasoning. Okay, so it says that there are six statements and they are followed by options consisting three statements put together in a specific order. Choose the option which indicates a valid argument containing logically related statements. That is where the third statement is a conclusion drawn from the preceding two statements. So, for example, if ABC is given, so you need to tell that whether if you combine A and B, do you get C as the conclusion or not. See, it's a possibility case, not uh, like a conclusive one. So, like in these questions, we need to go option by option. A says all balls are locks, all balls are locks, and all keys are locks. Okay. Now, all keys are balls, not necessary. Okay. So, it is not necessary that all keys will be balls. So, this is not the right conclusion. Second says ACD. A is saying all balls are locks, and C is saying all keys are balls. Okay, so it means that key will be inside it. Okay, and D is some keys are locks. Some keys are locks. It is all keys are locks. Okay, so from this, we get that. See, the thing is, all balls are locks and all keys are locks. All keys are balls. So all keys are locks. Some keys are locks. That should also be true. Let's see the other ones also. Actually, it is all keys are locks. If it was all keys are locks, then it would have been the right one. Let's see if we have a better option remaining. BEF. All keys are locks. Some locks are balls. All keys are locks. Some locks are balls. And then F says no ball is a lock. That is anyway false. Okay, last one says that C, D, E, all keys are balls, and D says some keys are locks, and E says some locks are balls. Some locks are balls. So this looks to be the most appropriate one. Okay, so we need to find which is a definite conclusion. Okay, so we need to find a definite conclusion. So this is a possible conclusion, right? This is a possible conclusion, but not a definite one. So you need to understand the difference between definite and possible. Like previous question was asking a possible conclusion. So possible conclusions or conclusions are of three types. Either it is false or it is possible. Like possible means it can be true also, it can be false also, or it could be definitely true or definite conclusion. So in the previous question, this one which we did, it was about possibility. So possibility means even if it is partially true in some cases, we will accept it. But this was not true. Now this is about a definite conclusion. So this is a possibility. We will not consider it as a conclusion. So unless it is definite one, like this one is a definite conclusion. So if you combine C, D, E, C says all keys are balls, which we did, and some keys are locks. So obviously some locks will be balls. So it's a definite conclusion. Hence the answer will be option D. All right. So here's some questions on visual reasoning. So image, select the image that is odd one out. Again, they can test your creative thinking here. So which one is odd one out? And tell the reason also why it is the odd one out. Now, if you see this, this is symmetrically divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 parts. So one part is 1/8. Here it is also divided into 8 parts. So each one is 1/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? The parts are not equal. Right? Unequal 8 parts. And here we have again equal 8 parts. So these are all equal ones. Let us see how many. These are also unequal. So we have two unequals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are unequal and there are 9 parts also. Okay, so all these have 8 parts and this has 9 parts, and it is an hence it is an uh, odd one out. All others are divided into 8 parts. No, not necessary that they need to be equal parts. So this is an analogy question. So there is an analogy between the first and the second image. The same relationship should be between third and fourth image. Now, see, we have the third part missing. So in order to look from second to first, we generally utter tendency के हम left से right देखते हैं. I mean, that's how we think, right? Like we see what is happening from 1 to 2. Instead, look what is happening from 2 to 1. Okay, so 2 to 1, what happened was this shape has shifted to the center. This shape has shifted. So these two are taking a swap here. Okay, these two are taking a swap, and these two are taking a swap, right? And these two images have taken a swap, and so have these two images. So basically, we have four pairs of swapping, right? So yeah, that should be an easy one. One will come here, and A should come here. So 1 and A, we can eliminate this option, we can eliminate this option, we can eliminate this option. And then we have D and plus. So this is present in all. What is the difference? Here, like let's see this one. These to be division and G. Okay, so it would be division and G. That means division and G, which is an option D. Easy one. All right, let's see the next one. Complete this pattern. So in visual reasoning, you can have questions like completing the pattern, finding similar pattern, or it could be completing the series, like finding the next term in the series, etc. Okay, so let's see what is happening. We have to have the star and the dot. Okay, so obviously first option cannot be the right one for sure because the star and dot both have to be present. Acha, nahi, there is one scenario wherein only the dot is also present. So let's see what is happening with the dot. The dot was here, it moved to the center and went to the side, corner, center, right, left, center, right. So it should be somewhere at the center. So we can eliminate these two options. It has to be one out of these three. Okay, now let's see the star. Star is here, and it gets immersed into that. It gets hidden behind the. So it's like you can call it a solar eclipse kind of thing, right? Hidden behind it. It is going up and up. So go. It will go up and it will go up to this place. So star will be at this place. Hence, the answer is option E. So figure pattern. This pattern completions are typically on the easier side. Here's the next one, completing the series. So MICAT is generally in the morning, right? And CMAT will be in the evening. Can't say. I mean, you can't help if two exams fall on the same day. Okay, you have to choose, give priority to one and then attempt it. Okay, so which is the next term in this series? Uh, like there are two arrows pointing down, down. This is up. So this is alternately pointing down and up. The one below this line. Okay, so this arrow will point down. So we can eliminate options. Now, if you see one thing, it is down from this center line itself. So that makes option D as the obvious answer because that is the only option. But we will see other things also. It is pointing up, down, up, down, up. So it should point down. That is also in our favor. The black dot is here, up. Black dot goes here. Black dot and white dot. Okay, so the white dot is following the black dot. So black dot was here, white dot went to this side, white dot followed here, white dot followed here. So white dot will follow here. So we'll have a white dot. So option D makes it the obvious choice. Okay, all right. Find the next image in this series. You cannot choose slot in any of these exams, CMAT, MICAT. Either of the two would move. I mean, see, if you have inclination towards MICA, then of course you should take MICAT because CMAT is not a great examination in my opinion. Right, unless so if you include, see, there are fewer people who appear on MICAT, much less, like around 5,000 people must be writing MICAT, not many, or even less than that. CMAT is written by a significant number of people, plus the kind of audience is different. For uh, persons, persons like me who have to appear on all different, that's a dilemmatic situation. Anyway, apply to both exams and just pray that the centers are a bit far apart so that if I get CMAT will be conducted in the forenoon session. So if I get chance, I can write both exams. Yeah, so MyCat is written by under 10,000 for sure. I'm not aware of the exact numbers. Only the authorities would be knowing. They do not reveal it, I think. But yes, internally, students might be knowing that how many people write the examination. And there is a good overlap also between MyCat 1 and 2. Several people write both exams, but definitely many more people write MyCat 2 than MyCat 1. Because MyCat 1, only some people are concerned in the beginning, plus the forms were closed well before CAT. Now, for MyCat 2, the forms will go until I think December, January, right? So by that time, people know that okay, they have not done well on CAT, they have not done well on Snap, and MAT, everything is done. So that is the last hope, one of the last hopes. Okay, so let's see this thing. Find the next image in this series. Can you fill the next image? Now this is a tricky one as compared to the previous ones. Like if you see, this is triangle is the outside one. Okay, the one which was inside, the smaller figure becomes the larger one. But it is not happening in this case, or is it? See, if you observe closely, ignore the remaining part. Look at this part. It became the larger triangle. Okay, so then you have an intersecting image. This becomes the larger image. Okay, this becomes the larger image over here. Now this becomes the larger image, and this should become the larger image. So we will have a sector as a larger image. Okay, so if you see, option B has sector as the larger image. Okay, so outer image is gone, the larger image is gone. This portion of the smaller image which was inside it, like this triangle was inside the square, became the larger image. This semicircle, not a semicircle, but you would say that more than a semicircle, has become the larger image here. Now this was this quadrilateral trapezium, it became the larger image, and now we have a sector over here that should become the larger image, and hence this will be the answer. Okay, so yeah, this brings us to the end of this session. I hope you found it quite useful and interesting sort of questions covering the different varieties that could be asked in divergent and convergent thinking. So, those of you who did not know what divergent and convergent thinking is, this is what is meant by divergent and convergent thinking. Reasoning, different kind of problems. Some could be easy number based, some could be tricky ones. Okay, and like if you enjoyed the session, so please do like this video. And in case you are looking for MICAT mocks on the latest pattern, you can check out our mocks. So we have three mocks for MICAT. Earlier we had promised five, but due to resource constraint, it is tough to build such mocks. We were unable to do so. So we are providing only three as of now. And there is one free mock. I would request everyone to at least take the free mock. If not, you are going to buy, that is not a compulsion, but at least take the free mock to get an idea the kind of question you can anticipate in the examination. Okay, and in case you are preparing for CAT 2025 and the next year's exams, or know someone, please don't forget to recommend our institute. We put a lot of effort, right? Unfortunately, people do not recognize us, especially the influencers and all, no matter how much. I mean, they obviously will ask. They ask for payment to promote your institute, right? So they won't tell you about our institute, but people reach out to us only after CAT is done, because that's when they start looking for other content, and no other institute provides other content. Okay, the relevant content. So we provide content, relevant content for all examinations. Okay, so in case you know someone who is preparing for CAT 2025 and other examinations, and the ones who appeared on CAT this year know the significance of other exams also. So we'll have a self-paced batch for CAT and other MP entrance exams, which is costing just 15,000, so way below. Uh, like it's the best deal that anyone can get. It will have recorded concept videos, solved questions, basics to advanced on all topics, topic-wise practice sheets, and we will have periodic live classes in the form of doubt sessions. And we will also cover other exam syllabus. So, for example, in verbal ability, we shall cover grammar and vocab also. And in LR, we will cover OMED based LR as well. Okay, so if you know someone, please do recommend our channel to them. And thank you for watching this session. I hope you found it useful. And tomorrow we will have another session that is going to be a brand quiz. And there is one question, the video about psychometric test also. Okay, last year I created that video, so that the rules apply the same. You can watch that how to clear the psychometric test. It's not a big deal. Don't worry too much about it. Probably I'll create a session on the descriptive writing part. What is descriptive writing and how to go about it? See, it's about your creativity and writing. Just some guidelines as to how to tackle that. I'll create that video tomorrow, and we will have a session on brand quiz also. Okay, so thanks everyone for watching this video. Have a great day and good night.